He's got backward point, cover, long on, long off, and mid-wicket. This is what I want to see, a little bit more attacking, a bit more aggressive bowling.
The trick here is just that consistency and remaining persistent and understanding that eventually it will be the batters who look to do something that is out of character, and that's how the opportunities are created. So Lutosi Pamla here is bowling excellent areas, and he shouldn't be worried about what is happening. Just continue peppering that line, hitting that length. He's going to get his reward.
There we go, a lot more aggressive, a lot more attacking. And we saw Udara on a Monday. He was out for 5 in the first match, but his sensational 86 came off 96 deliveries with a strike rate of 90. Although he absorbed so much pressure in the beginning because the opening bowlers bowled brilliantly. The first 4 seamers, Andile Petlukwayo, Dayan Khalim started off with Cody Youssef, Andile Petlukwayo and Andile Semelani bowled brilliantly in that first couple of overs, and they just absorbed the pressure. Lost a few wickets, and then all of a sudden, Arakshinge and Udara just put a fantastic partnership together, and everyone from there chipped in. The Nusha with a 40, Wickramasinga with a 44 once again. 2 days away from his 22nd birthday is Wickramasinga. Oh, this one finding the inside part of the bat, and that's exactly what we're talking about, is that aggressive bowling towards and at the Sri Lankan batters.
That's the one from Lutosi Pamla. Just continue there. Just continue there. The thing is, when you bowl the ball at the correct line and length, it doesn't matter whether the ball comes into the batter, goes away from the batter, or straightens with the line. If you hit those areas, if it straightens with the line, the batter has to play still. If it nabs away, that outside edge is a problem. If it comes back in, the inside edge is a problem. So hitting those areas is so important.
Oh, again. A little bit of a gap between bat and pad. We praised his work a bit earlier on, but there's just a little gap. I think Udara's not sure if the ball's going to leave him or maybe come back into him. You can just see Lutosi Pamla wants a bit of a change in field, as he just moved fine leg a bit wider. The one slip, they've now got a very catching man. You can just see him off screen, his shadow there, the white shoes coming in on the left hand side. Bit of a catching mid wicket. Lovely lines and lengths, and just settling into lovely rhythm here is Lutosi Pamla.
It's poetry in motion here from Sipamla. It's also encouraging the team around him to just be a little bit more aggressive. Look at how many people are around the pitch right now as Sipamla is walking back to his crease. Lahiru Udara saw him opening the space between bat and pad. Eventually, he wants to find something to score of. That's the amount of pressure that Sipamla and the rest of the fielders are pumping onto him.
Oh, this time finding the gap with that cover just creeping in. This will be 4 runs. It will beat the fielder. It just shows the class of Udara closing out the over with a sensational shot.
Sipamla just pushing that one too wide. It allows Udara to just throw his hands at it. The length was still good enough. You saw it got the outside half of his bat, but it was just good enough connection that it pierced the gap. Ngaba Peter had no chance of collecting that. It's a fast outfield here at the JB Marks Oval, but still, it seems like it's a win over for Lutosi Pamla.
Yeah, I think he just had them with that more aggressive straighter line, and as soon as he went for that little bit wider, maybe get the outswinger going for that first slip to come into play, just a little bit pushed it too wide. You could just see the face opening up from Udara just to pierce that gap, because mid-wicket is in very close, and also that cover is coming in off the circle by about 20 meters. Oh, just on the hip.
Look at how tight they are. Close down that space.
Oh, outside edge found, and a phenomenal catch at first slip. It's exactly what we've been talking about. It's that beautiful length that Diane Khalim has been bowling, and a great placement by the captain, making sure that slip is about 1.5, and a sensational catch in the slips for South Africa, bringing their first wicket to Diane Khalim's bowling.
That is sensational bowling from Diane Khalim, just peppering that length continuously. Eventually, they're going to nab at one that they're not supposed to. And what a great catch from David Bedingham, falling down to his left. And it's all because of the pressure put on by Khalim. Excellent length. Just leaving Mishara in limbo. Gets the outside edge. Bedingham completes the job. It's 21 for 1.
Phenomenal bowling. We've been singing his praises the entire morning. And what a great catch it was just dying on David Bedingham. But first strike, the very dangerous left-hander, Kamil Mishara, caught by David Bedingham, bowled by Diane Khalim. As we see Fernando coming in, he scored a fantastic 97 on that first day. He's going to be joining Udara, who's been looking good this morning.
Another threat walks in now for Sri Lanka. Those first 10 balls are going to be so important by the South Africans. Try to pierce the vulnerabilities, because once he gets going, he becomes a real pain to deal with. Becomes a free scoring player is Fernando. The important thing here for Diane Khalim and Sipamla is to continue doing what they are doing.
Just see the average there for Fernando. Just creeping up to that 40 region. You want to get it maybe right up there, especially with the batting third in lineup. Just look at that delivery. Just leaving the left-hander. Phenomenal catch. Great rhythm by Diane Khalim, who we were a bit worried about with that groin injury. Oh, greeting the new batter, saying top of the morning to you.
Hello, Whisper. Just giving him something to think about here. Fernando though dodges well. Good rhythm from Diane Khalim. Just see if they can take away Fernando's feet here at the start.
After the lovely bumper, you can just see him, the batter showing. Ball's just moving away, it's just straightening up. I think that is what created that angle, because he got the, instead of moving back into the left hand, he just got one to nip away from the left-hander.
Very tough delivery to deal with for any left-hander. It's a good stance from Khalim.
I love this bowling. It is nice and attacking right up to the batter. You can just hear everyone. And that movement away from the right hander has caused Brzezinski to put in another slip. So 2 slips. A very wide fine leg and third man. Might just be interested in a gully there as well. They do have the short mid wicket in. Cover is now moved back for Fernando. He's got long levers. He does hit it through the covers scrumptiously. Oh, there's that outside edge. Exactly what he's going for. Lovely bowling here by Diane Khalim. Closing out his over with just the 1 run and the big wicket of Kamil Mishara. score has gone to 22 for 1. And that is at a run rate of around about 4.4. But we know Sri Lanka won't get too panicky about that. They were round about here, 4.4. At one stage under 4 on Monday as well. And then picked it up once again. And then reached that 250 with ease.
It's exactly why they shouldn't feel under pressure. Even though they lost Camille Mishara with that beautiful Jaffa from Dayan Khalim, it will actually be South Africa who will be wanting to do more of that damage. Because like you said, Sri Lanka were here before, and then it was at that over number 30 mark where they really started to pull away from South Africa, getting those singles going, getting those boundaries pushing. That's go up to 270. So here South Africa will want to continue exactly how they've started. They've started really well, but we've been here before.
Oh, Lutasa Pamla just getting it a bit too full. As we mentioned, very strong offside play is Fernando. Opening up that blade and beating point. That's another boundary, and the first boundary for Fernando.
Silky wrists from Fernando. Ball is actually angling in from Lutasa Pamla, who's bowling really well. But like you say, the length just a little bit too full, allowing the ball to be met at its bounce. Even Andile Simelan, a greater fielder as he is, has no chance there. Neither does Tristan Luce, standing at deep third man.
Oh, much better, much more attacking. Cannot give any one of these two batters at the crease now, Udara or Fernando, any hint of width. They will throw their hands at it, and they are masters of picking that gap.
Really need to keep at it. That short mid-wicket seems like he's in the picture. If he continues peppering that line and length, just might pop one into the hands of Dewald Brevis.
Oh, again, just that bit of width. Credit to the batter, he created some of it himself, and a lovely fall slap through that cover region.
Like you said, any sort of width that you give these two, it's like pie served with absolutely all the cream. Because look how he created that length for himself, created that line, he went deep into his crease, the top open gap. The difference between that and Khalim's short ball is apparent, because Khalim was right at the body.
Oh, another straight, a much better line, much better length. Great direction. And that's just where Lutasa Pamla look, is dangerous this morning, is getting it fuller, getting more into the batter. And like you mentioned earlier, just getting that line correct, so even if it nips in or nips away, gives you a chance inside and outside part of the bat. Only managing to face 13 deliveries, but a partnership about 9 with Udara before he went out. But throughout this Sri Lankan batting lineup, the communication has been fantastic between the batters. There we go. As he close out the over, successful one for Sri Lanka. 9 runs coming from that over, 31. Picked up the run rate to over 5.
South Africa have also disposed of the fielder, putting in a short extra cover, feeling like those wickets will come in front of square with the way that Sipamla is bowling, especially. Hasn't really threatened anything on that outside edge. And more often than not, it's the batters who are trying to go at him with his lines. So by putting both that short mid-wickets and short extra cover as well, they're trying to close off those scoring options for the Sri Lankan batters.
Oh, Diane Khalim. Can see him just attacking Fernando's outside edge. That one just didn't move away as much as the previous ones did. Worked her off the hip for a one, but hands on heads.
South Africa is still trying as much as possible to keep attacking sets playing here. 2 slips remain in David Bedingham and Dewald Brevis standing next to Mikhail Prince.
Oh, this one just leant on. It is a chase, but I think the field's going to give it up. Once it's past him, it was bound to reach the fence. A lovely shot, just leant on that. A lovely shot. Once again, Udara showing his class, 4 runs.
And it's on the shorter side of the field as well. Matthew Bretsky had no chance of stopping that. It was excellently placed by Lahiru Udara. And once he gets going, he really gets going. Loving the patience and the composure of this innings so far. Absorbs the pressure. And then all of a sudden he gets his reward. Now all of a sudden 14 from 14.
Just watching the ball onto the bat very closely. Knows there's a bit of movement in the air. And just with that one shot, it almost feels like the SA is doing a little bit of ball chasing. It's like the plan is there, but the batters are making the captain change the plan. They've now taken out that second slip, put back into a short, almost a catching cover.
Understand the reasoning here from Matthew Bretsky. He still believes that the opportunity of the outside edge is still there. Hence he keeps David Bedingham at the slips and actually pushes him wider from Mikhail Prince to widen the angles that they can catch with, but also creating another catching opportunity by putting Dewald Brevis at very short extra cover. You can see the pitch just outside of your screen on the left. That's where Dewald